Now, Nigerian oil firms took the front lines at the week-long intra-Africa trade fair held in Egypt. From deal signings for refinery construction, pre-export funding and beyond, Nigerian oil firms pushed the country's oil and gas industry forward at the Afrexim Bank biennial event. One of the indigenous oil firms at the conference and exhibition was Oilserve Group Nigeria, and the chairman, engineer Emeka Okwuosa, sat down to the conversation with Arise business correspondent Bosun Omofai. Let's take a look.
I was at the hall yesterday when that deal was signed, multi-million-dollar deal with Afrexim Bank. Tell me a little bit more about it. What's the road to that project for which that fund was signed?
The deal that was signed yesterday is actually not for Oilserve as a company, but we participated in the process of the signing, so it's not an Oilserve deal.
So what's your part of that deal? What role do you play?
No, we did not play any role particularly. We were just observers of the deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in terms of what Oilserve is doing in terms of partnerships, in terms of for investments in the Nigeria's hydrocarbon industry, tell me about it.
First, I will start by telling you who is Oilserve. Oilserve Group is a company, a set of companies that started as an EPC company in pipelines and facilities in the oil and gas industry, and has grown into being an integrated energy company that goes beyond building pipelines as EPC into EPC and finance structure of development, infrastructure development in the oil and gas industry. And then also we are developing gas. Gas today, is what we term transition energy, but it goes beyond transition energy. Gas will remain for a long time to come in the entire world a major source of energy, a cleaner source of energy than heavy oils and oil. So we are involved in the development and transportation as well as utilization. Which I will highlight on this. Our involvement here is to do with how we promote intra-Africa trade, intra-Africa development, and a development that will build on what is positive within Africa and give us the chance to not only develop our capacities as far as infrastructure is concerned, but also human capacity development, and that's why we're here.
So, in terms of the pipeline or the projects that you have, how much are we looking at in US dollar terms?
Currently, we're executing several projects. The projects we're executing today put together in EPC pipelines and facilities is more than $1 billion, already under execution. But we are developing other projects. We have one that we believe will get to fruition, which has to do with the product pipelines and storage facilities. That is more than $1.7 billion. That will require build, operate, and transfer concessioning. But we are not yet there fully. We are almost there in terms of signing. We also have gas-based industries, methanol plant, mini LNG, you can call it mini, but it's scalable, as well as gas processing that we are involved in. Gas processing will enable you to have the lean gas, what we call C1s, and then of course the heavy Cs, all the way to being able to extract propane, extract condensate, and all that, and be able to utilize these products to provide energy in one form or the other.
Where do you see investments coming through in terms of funding, local, foreign, a combination of everything? How do you think we can leverage more investments into this opportunities window on the African continent?
There are quite a few ways to doing that. I mean, in the panel session we held 2 days ago, the African Exim Bank, their EPC contract promotion. If you had a chance to listen to the panel session, you would see that there are many ways to fund projects. But in Africa, you have peculiarity. Up till recently, most of the funding comes from the OECD countries and Asia. Asia, particularly China, India, and some other countries. And these come with all kinds of conditions that are not necessarily the best for those being funded, but it's understandable. But going forward, that's why African Exim Bank is moving ahead to promote a better financing set of models that will help to drive these infrastructure projects. What it does is that it enables access to the finance. In addition, it enables interconnectivity with other African businesses, whereby, I give you an example, I am from Nigeria, my businesses are based in Nigeria primarily. Coming in here, I've already seen that there are quite some options out there to cooperate with Egyptians. They have some developed systems that we can also take advantage of, and vice versa. That is what is being promoted, and financing that is anchored on a Afrexim initiative will help syndicate and create a better playing field for financing.
Afrexim Bank is working with the African Petroleum Producers Organization, working on the creation of the African Energy Bank. We hope that will come through in 2024. For Nigeria as a very huge market, a huge producer, exporter of natural resource, so do you think we need something specialized within the country in terms of finance, in terms of funding window that could help catalyze energy delivery, energy access at affordable and market-based price for the country?
I completely agree with you. We need that ultimately. But I can say to you that there are all forms of finance opportunities existing in Nigeria, but sometimes not known to the industry in a structured manner that industry can take advantage of. I think the first action is to make sure that what exists today can be optimized and utilized. But down the road, there is a need for infrastructure bank, there is a need for energy bank, there is need for access to finance, because that's what makes a difference between success and failure. Because success is not necessarily that you build the infrastructure, it's at what cost. Is this sustainable in the long term? Can it pay for itself? Can it build on itself over time because of the economics? That's very important.